What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're heading out right now to go pick up the new build. Got the truck and the trailer ready. It's current 12:41 in the morning. Let's go. Alright guys, we're now on the road. We have the long drive ahead of us, but it should be fun. Let's do it. And guys, as you can see, it's been a long night driving. It's currently 9:52 in the morning and we're here. Let's go check out the new build. Alright guys, as you can see, the sled is loaded on the trailer. That was a bit of a battle, but we got it done. Now we're gonna start heading back home.
2,000 years later.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we have a brand new build for you guys. As most of you guys are aware, I've rebuilt a lot of cars, SUVs, motorcycles, the list goes on and on. But there's one thing that I've never worked on before, and that's a snowmobile. And it occurred to me how very un-Canadian that is, considering half the year it's winter out here. So I picked one up. Let's get to it. As you can see, it has quite the damage. I've been looking at this for a while and I keep asking myself, what have I done? You might ask yourself, what makes a person spend several $1,000s buying something that they have no idea how to fix, and if it's gonna turn out good, and what the problems are? I have no answers for you. When you find out, let me know. But as usual, without much more talking, we're gonna start tearing into this to figure out the extent of the damage. As you can see, the left side took most of the impact over there. We have all the suspension components. You can see right where the main impact is. That control arm, or the AM, whatever it's called, is completely pushed in, completely destroyed. Same as the front one over here. They're all ripped out from where they should be. That's the other one. This was very bad. As you can see, this was a really nasty damage. Upper control arm is destroyed. The lower one appears to have taken most of the impact because you can see how much it's pushed in. The tie rod is destroyed. The shock completely separated, as you can see. That's just sitting here. Mangled. Over here we have the sway bar link that's stuck in there. The leftover piece is right over here, really destroyed. On the right side, it gives you an idea of what this part should look like and how much damage they actually sustained. Very crazy stuff. I'm so excited, and to keep the thing going, I'm using blue or purple gloves instead of regular black ones. Let's do it. First, we're gonna remove the hood. That comes off. And in there we have the exhaust. That thing is huge, very, very big. We're probably going to be changing that out to something nice and save some weight while we're at it. But these shocks are actually pretty cool. So you can adjust it. I believe they're 10 position adjustable shocks. Very nice. And now the next thing is this side, the quarter ton, and we have that up. Now I'm going to disconnect our wiring harness. The wiring harness is pushing, pull, and we have the hood off. With the hood off, as you can see, that was not spared any damage. Cracks over here, some more cracks over here, some cracks over here. So we're going to be needing to replace this hood, which is really unfortunate. I was hoping that this was going to be okay. In the pictures when I looked at it, I could not tell, but that's going to get replaced. And now we have it exposed, a little bit exposed. We can see what's going up in there. Not bad. Well, actually pretty bad, but not the worst. With the hood removed, we can see some of the damage, pretty bad. At the front of the frame over here, the bulkhead, it's called, is completely pushed in, it's submerged, it's cracked in multiple places. That's one over there. And as you can see from the top, you can see how it's leaning in. That's not good. The left side or the right side bulkhead appear to be okay. I don't see any damage. But now I'm going to go ahead and pull this exhaust, connect the O2 sensor and all that fun stuff. Remove some of this so we can get in there and see what's going on. Oh, got it out. We have 2 more down in there. And we have the second one out. And now I'm going to proceed to remove the O2 sensor. And on the left side, there's a bolt over here that secures the front bumper. I'm going to remove that. Excellent. And we have that destroyed front bumper out. Over on the sled, we're making some decent progress tearing it apart. As you can see, like I mentioned, the bulkhead is cracked right over there. And I just seen it's also cracked right underneath over there. Very bad stuff. There's also another crack over there. Oh, this was a nasty one for sure. Now at this point, it's time to remove this nose span. And in order to do that, I gotta drill out all those rivets. There's one over there. There's one right there, one up here. I think there's 2 more on the bottom over there. So let's get to drilling. And now we have the low span rivets removed at the bottom. Now that nose span is now loose. There's one more spring for me to remove for the exhaust over there. When that is out, gonna drill out 2 more rivets on this side for the nose span, and then we can completely remove it. Alright guys, so right now I'm currently at the standstill or roadblock, whatever you want to call it. I have pretty much disconnected everything I can reach, but down here, right over there, there's a spring that it's giving me a hard time, a really hard time getting that out. I've tried everything possible. Yeah, maybe you can see it better. That spring is a pain. I've tried everything to get that out, and it's just not coming. So I'm gonna need to figure out something, because that's the only thing that's holding this piece or this part of the exhaust in place right now, and I need to get that out. Wow, that's a big guy right there. Look at that thing. Wow. All right, now, so with that big old exhaust removed over here, I have more access to get to that spring that's right over there. I think that's way better. But look at how much room we have here. We definitely need to get a different exhaust, because that is just massive. That is just massive. So I'm gonna try to reach that spring now. Hopefully I can get it out. We got it out. We got it out. Whew. That was a mission. Oh, we got another problem. So because of the way the bulkhead is pushed in, the exhaust clamps is getting caught on it, and it's not allowing me to remove the exhaust. I'm gonna need to figure something out for that. and be able to remove this piece. Alright, so there's no room to maneuver to get this out, so I've concluded the best way is to just cut a notch out here. So these two clamps can just come out. This piece is gonna get replaced anyway, so I'm not really concerned about it. At this point, that's just the best way to get it out. There's no other option. So let's get to it. And now I can't get the saw in there to cut a straight line, so I'm just gonna try to break this off and see what happens. It's coming. Woo! We did it. And that's what was preventing it from coming out right there. I could not get it out without cutting this notch. Perfect. And we have a little souvenir over here. Now we can get this exhaust out. I think so. Yeah. Just like that. We have it out. One more thing I forgot to mention is that when I bought this thing off the auction, it said no keys. I have been getting really lucky with the last few purchases. They are always listed as no key, and I always purchase them, and somehow I always have a key. So when I went to pick this one up, as you can see, it does have a key. Super exciting stuff. Obviously, this is a much newer sled. It's a 2021. The kilometers are unknown, or the mileage is unknown because they could not start it for some reason. I haven't tried started it. I just want to assess the damage. We're probably going to do a cylinder check to make sure that the engine is okay before we start ordering parts for this thing. So far, we've made some really good progress. As you can see, we have a whole bunch of parts out here, a lot of stuff. And now at this point, we can see what's going on in there. Nasty crack, obviously, like I mentioned before. Oh, as you can see, when we pop up that airbox over here, another nasty damage. Wow, surprises. I keep calling that the airbox. That's the air intake, not the airbox. Don't listen to me. But now I think we're gonna need to even remove this console over here just to be able to replace this piece, because I believe it goes all the way up over here. So more parts to take off. Front nose is off. Come off. Now that we've taken this apart a lot more, I'm starting to see things a lot clearly. I was thinking I was going to be able to replace just this piece, but I don't think that's possible, because if you can see over here, it's riveted. There's some really hard glue in there. I'm guessing it's going to be the same on that other side. And this is one complete piece. So what I'm going to start doing right now is removing the suspension components over here, because there's a bolt that goes from underneath here that secures this piece, and we need to take that off. All right, so it looks like Polaris really loves their rivets, because there's rivets everywhere that has to be drilled out. It's kind of a pain. But as you can see, I popped this panel open. If we go underneath, there's a rivet, there's another one, there's another one. Two more at the front. It's gonna be a pain. Let's get to drilling. So like I was saying, this is Polaris 850cc two-stroke engine. Apparently it makes north of 170 horsepower. So really good, really fast, really powerful snowmobile. I'm super excited. We're completely tearing into it, as you can see. Lots of parts to be replaced for sure. I have quite the list already, which is not so fun, but it is part of the game. It is what happens when you go into this. Still working on removing the side fender. I'm gonna need to drop the sled off the lift just to be able to get to the other rivets that are on the other side. It's just impossible to get it with the sled on the lift. But look at how much dirt I just removed from this area. I'm no genius or no pro, but I don't think you should have this much dirt in your sled. Hopefully it's not taking out the clutch or anything, because that would be very bad. But let's get to it. Install a jack in place. And now we have the sled sitting on the jack. So I'm gonna try to get under there and drill out those rivets. Come up now. Wow. What a pain. What a pain. But we have it out. Now we have that left fender removed. We can see some more stuff in here and it's not good. There is some more hidden damage. So I don't know if you can see this, but over here is the primary clutch and that's the secondary one. And if we go in there, you would see that the secondary clutch is completely destroyed. Obviously I did not see that. You can't see it looking at it until when you start taking stuff apart and you take a peek in there and wow, completely destroyed. So we're gonna need a new secondary clutch, or we're gonna try to get that rebuilt. I'm not sure yet. Obviously I definitely did not expect that. This is getting quite intense, to say the least. All right guys, most of the sled is torn apart, as you can see. Quite late right now, so I'm gonna catch you guys first thing tomorrow. Alrighty guys, it's another day in the garage. Alright guys, right now as you can see, I have removed all the hardware for the upper, the lower control arm, the tie rod, and even the sway bar. The only thing that is holding this together is the shock. And something I gotta point out too, this sled is only 2 years old. It's a 2021 or 3 years old, whatever the math is. And all the hardwares are pretty much rusted, all corroded. It's very unusual for a sled of this age to have this much corrosion or rust on it. So if you guys have any brilliant ideas to get rid of this, drop a comment, let me know, because I obviously want to take care of this before I put it all back together. We have the whole suspension assembly out. Alright guys, a lot of big progress. As you can see, the sled is getting torn apart to be able to replace that bulkhead, the part of the frame that's currently damaged. The entire suspension is completely off the sled right now, so that's really good. And as you can see in there, that's a really nasty crack. And from underneath here, you can also see it, and to the side over here, and all up in here. So we're going to be replacing that piece, but in order to replace that piece, we need to pull this primary clutch, and we need a special tool to do that. And the reason we need to pull the primary clutch is because the bulkhead extends all the way in here, and on the other side, the primary clutch is covering this bolt that needs to be removed to replace the bulkhead. And in here, this is what I'm talking about. This is the bulkhead, and all the way up in here, there are 3 bolts that needs to be removed before we can remove this bulkhead. And the primary clutch is in the way, to get to those bolts. So I'm gonna need to order that tool in order to be able to remove that primary clutch and replace the bulkhead. But before we can start ordering parts for this sled and start spending a whole bunch of money repairing it, we need to make sure that the engine is going to be good. Unfortunately, right now we cannot start it, but what I'm going to do is use a ball scope, look into the cylinders, look at what those look like. If those look good, then we know we have a working engine. Okay, we got some really wet spark plugs. I don't like that. Now I'm going to be using this tool to look inside the engine to see what condition it's in. I'm going to fit it in. That is closed on that side. Not bad. Alright guys, so we looked into the cylinders. Everything appeared to be really good. I am very satisfied with what I found in there. It's a brand new engine. It looks like there's only a little bit of carbon deposits. Happy about that. On that note, I want to thank you guys for watching. That's all the time I have for today's video. In the next video, I'm hoping to have this thing started, maybe some more parts in. Now we can start putting some stuff back together. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread.